TC. He goes for number 5. He sees Code Force. Oh, he gets it. That's an ace.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is great to have you here with us. CCS Season 2, week number 3, playday number 1 of the week. My name is Titangles, and I will be your host this evening. If you missed any of the action from the first game, don't worry, because we upload all the VODs to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/CCS. Today I'm joined by two great casters. The first one, Mr. Crazy Man. How we doing?
Doing fantastic. I'm ready for this match.
Absolutely. Maddie, my other caster, how are we feeling today?
What's going on, guys? So far, pretty good. Excited to see FlipSid versus Omen.
Absolutely. And before we get into the last match, which we'll talk about a little bit, before we get into this match that we're coming to, which is definitely slated to be pretty exciting, I just wanted to drop you guys with a little bit of CCS news. So first of all, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who's given us a lot of support on Twitter. Speaking of Twitter, we are giving away a CCS jersey for free on Twitter. The winner will be announced on Friday live during the broadcast. So if you haven't had a chance to register, quote unquote, for that giveaway, please do. It's over at twitter.com/CCS Esports. Again, we'd like to thank you all for being here tonight. CCS is indeed a community league. And so we are kind of banking on community support to keep it up and running. So if you feel it in your heart to drop a sub on Twitch or maybe throw a donation our way, all proceeds from merch sales and donations and subs go right back into CCS to get these great graphics and pay out money so your favorite teams can come and play for you. That being said, fellas, what a match, last match. One overtime, one almost close, a ton of getting down to the wire, trade after trade after trade in the last few seconds. What do you guys think of those last matches?
Well, I would say everybody loves an underdog story because, the community majority made, stumbling over my words. They voted mostly for Powerhouse to be winning that one. They thought it was going to be Powerhouse, but Reckless just showed them that they are not going anywhere. They are not going to give up any ground, and they will take what they want. And they took both of those maps. They wanted both maps. They took them.
Yeah, I think, just the fact that they were even able to 2-0 against Powerhouse, who's, pretty much gone against these top-tier teams, really shows where they're wanting to place themselves in this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to understand that Reckless previously Soar, when they changed to Reckless, it's not an organization. It's kind of them doing their own thing. And so there's not a lot of name recognition. And when you look at the roster for Powerhouse, there's a lot of name recognition there. There's a lot of recognition behind the name Powerhouse. They got the cool logo and all that. So your senses are telling you, well, these guys look legit. But like I mentioned previously in the introduction of the first match, Reckless is a Challenger League finalist. They're no joke. They're one game away from heading into relegations to battle it out for Pro League. So, I expected a really great match. We got a really great match. Kind of sad it didn't go to 3 maps like I predicted, but man, it was darn close. And we'll just have to see if Powerhouse can kind of, cradle it and bring it back in the next match. So that being said, let's take a look of what's ahead of us today with Omen versus FlipSid. Now, looking at these stats, one could probably make a prediction. However, let me just assure you that the stats don't tell the true story. Number one is FlipSid had, I don't want to say that they had easy matchups, but they had matchups against teams that haven't been around for a long time, got together, qualified in the qualifiers, have been making roster changes and stuff like that. I think Omen, by the way, Omen is previously Euphoria Esports for those that are confused. Omen is a team that came in second place in CCS Season 1, and they just made a roster change, I think, for the better, picked up some more experienced players, and, that they are where they are right now, I think, because they played Most Wanted last week. And they went toe-to-toe with Most Wanted. They took Most Wanted to 3 maps, and you know, looking at the stats after 2 games doesn't tell the whole story. Now, that being said, I don't want to discount what FlipSide's been able to do, because FlipSide has been, for the lack of a better word, manhandling their opponents so far. What do you guys think of this matchup?
I do have to agree that FlipSide is just shining in the sea of the CCS esports teams. All of them, you look at these stats, they all have very high KD, with the exception of Pojo, but that's fine because they're all doing fantastic. And they are a pro league team. They're a well-established pro league team, and they have very well-established players. Mint, Hot and Cold, and Pojo, they've been playing together for ages. Jarvis is a newer addition, and Adam, I'm not sure. I lost track of when Adam got onto the team, so I don't know if he's been in as long as Pojo, Hot and Cold, and Mint have. But I know that those 3 have been together for so long now that they just kind of flow around each other very well. So even if Pojo, has a 0.9 average KD, that doesn't matter because the team works well together and they're known for working well together. And they're comparative to Most Wanted. They're very equal to Most Wanted. And if Omen is able to take Most Wanted to 3 maps, then it's extremely likely that they're going to be able to take FlipSide to 3 maps and possibly even give FlipSide a good run for their money and win this matchup tonight. It all depends on how the players from Omen show up tonight.
Absolutely. And speaking of Omen, let's have a look at tonight's starting lineup for Omen. And tonight we're going to be having Gotcha, Rampy, Squad of Squid, Nifty, and Great. As I mentioned before, they've added 2 players to their starting lineup for this week, Nifty and Great. You might recognize Nifty's name as he is currently a player for the team previously called Vertical Gaming. He's playing for Omen in CCS right now. And Great, I don't know a lot about Great's past, but I have seen Great come up and join the squad, and he is a very strong addition and has been doing a really good job, a really great job, should I say, in scrims. Gotcha, Rampy, Squad of Squid, all with solid numbers. I mean, think about this for a second. They have the stats that they have now when 50% of the games that they played have been against Most Wanted, one of the best teams in the world. You guys have seen these guys in action. What do you think about this roster?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, my Gotcha, Rampy, and Squad of Squid have, been really consistent, especially with these top tier teams. I think if they're able to bring their A game here, especially with these 2 newer changes to the rosters, Nifty and Great, I think if they can come together collectively and definitely give FlipSide a run for their money, it's definitely gonna not only give a name to their team, but it's gonna give them that boost of confidence for these future games.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that is a look at Omen
Right.
Esports.
And sorry, I just completely lost my train of thought here. So we know how Gotcha, Rampy, and Squad of Squid play. They work well together. These 3 have been playing together for a while. I personally haven't seen Nifty or Great play in the past, but hopefully this roster change really helps them. If they were able to put so they have the majority of who they had before, and they were able to bring these pro league teams to the 3rd map. So if these 2 roster changes are in fact for the better, that means that we're either going to see them fight. They're going to make the pro league teams fight even harder to get those map wins, or they're just going to shut down the pro league teams, and that would be really exciting to see.
That would be exciting to see. Well, with that, I know that the teams are in game and ready, so we're going to kind of move it along here. We're going to have a look at the roster starting 5 tonight for FlipSide. You guys know them. Maddie, I'll let you talk about them.
Yeah, so starting out, we're gonna have Mint, Hot, Cold, Pojaman, Jarvis, as well as Adam. So far, very strong players. Adam, being one of their highest rated players so far with the 5 KD. It's going to be tremendous plays, I suspect, by him playing that Habana and that Smoke defensive operator. So, honestly, I think FlipSide's going to be coming with a strong performance if they can get the maps they want.
I think even if it's not the maps that FlipSide necessarily wants, they can be a fairly adaptive team, and they can change what they're doing to match their opponents. So depending on what Omen decides to do tonight, we could see FlipSide change around what we would normally see them doing just to make sure that they're able to get the wins in that they need.
Okay, and with that being said, the bans have been sent out to the players, so we're going to have a look and Let's see. Oh, and here they come.
Yeah, it looks like FlipSid, yeah, getting that first ban on the bank and Omen now in a skyscraper.
And kind of like what I said before, where the last time, in the last game, we saw Coastline get banned early on. I feel like Skyscraper is one of those maps too, where you kind of let it linger towards the end and ban it if you need it, because probably if you let it keep going, there's a good chance that the other team's going to ban it too. And as you can see, that's kind of what people are doing with Coastline. However, we've been seeing Coastline a lot. Like I mentioned before, we might be able to see it again tonight. I don't know. I'm 100% sure that Omen's played Coastline before. I'm not sure if FlipSid's done it. I know they played, I believe one of their matches last week was off stream. Little throwback CCS. All our VODs are available on YouTube, including that matchup if you missed it. And there comes Coastline. So I guess they took the smart play on that and let the other team take the ban on it. So what's left for us, Maddie?
It's going to be Border, Clubhouse, and Oregon. Still yet to select between both teams. I think that was a smart ban by Omen to ban out Coastline. I know they didn't have the best performance last week against Most Wanted on that map. You know, you would assume that they would try to put in the practice there, but I think they kind of anticipated they were going to go against FlipSid, go out for that ban. And right as I'm talking about that, we're going to see FlipSid getting their first pick here on the map, Border. Still 2 remaining, Clubhouse and Oregon. Omen left to pick, and it looks like they're going to be picking Oregon. So we're going to see Border and Oregon. I think this is going to play more into, you know, both teams. They still, you know, have those vertical plays. They have, I expect to see what these new guys are capable of as far as the roam game goes.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Border, I think the first game that Omen played, I'm not sure if they won 2-0, 2-1. But they won 2-0, but Border was the one that went to overtime. The second map that they played, week 1, they absolutely obliterated on. But Border was one that the other team was able to go toe-to-toe on Omen with. So I'm not sure, unless they've been trying something new, if Border's something that they went with. Oregon and Clubhouse all day. But you have to understand that FlipSid is not only a Pro League team, but a Pro League team with a lot of experience, so pretty much any map you're going to go for is going to be within their map pool. And maps like Border, Oregon, and Clubhouse are going to be ones that they practice more often than other maps. So it's kind of hard to pick a map that is going to be advantageous over FlipSid due to FlipSid being at a disadvantage and not you being at an advantage because you practice that map a lot. But with that being said, I think the teams are ready. So we're going to start it off here in just a minute. Any last thoughts from you guys?
Nope. Ready to see this game get in action. What do you think, Crazy?
I mean, the maps are kind of maps that I would expect to see. I think Border is one of those maps that every single team kind of should practice first and get to know very well. And we do see it played a lot in CCS, and a lot of the CCS teams aren't necessarily well-set teams. They haven't been together for a long time. And we see that most of them know Border better than they know any other map. So it's one of those maps, and you note it's a bit easier to play, in my opinion. Most of the strategies for it are set in stone already. I know I said this earlier, but it's easier for teams that are newer to a game to be able to put together their teams on these maps. That all of these strategies are already set for them. If they don't have to try to come up with these creative plays, it makes things a lot easier for them in the future, and it gives them a good foundation to base themselves on. That being said, if it is really one of those beginner maps, FlipSid being a very experienced team picking this map, it's going to be really hard to fight them on it. Yeah. But we did see before Omen brought out a different site. They brought out customs before, and they just completely threw off the attackers.
You know, one thing you have to realize is FlipSid, just kind of like Reckless last game, they have relegations ahead of them. And Reckless has the finals for Challenger League ahead of them. So for a team like FlipSid, they're not going to be playing necessarily the latest, greatest strats. They're going to be playing something that's a little bit more common, something you might see, not necessarily in ranked, but maybe low tier competitive play because they're not going to be showing anything to anybody that they're going to be saving for a bigger matchup like that. That in that way, they might be a little bit more predictable and thus a little bit more beatable. Maddie, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I think, yeah, they might step down their tactics, and allow Omen to kind of come up with this, I guess, able to kind of predict what's going to happen before it does. But I mean, they still need to, take note. FlipSide still has these strong roamers, Hot and Cold, Mint, Jarvis. I mean, it's gonna be. I mean, especially with the two maps that got selected between Border and Oregon, very heavy roamer maps, and I think we're gonna see FlipSide still abuse that style of play.
We are going to be going into the first map now. FlipSide versus Omen. We're getting it started with FlipSide on the attacking side, and Omen is going to be here on defense. We are going to see a Mira and a Bandit, two very important picks for this top floor defense. Armory, lockers, and archives. You need the Bandit to shut down that armory wall from being opened up for as long as possible. And then the Mira, new this year, not this season, but this year, she has been fantastic because she gives you completely new angles that you can hold that otherwise you wouldn't be able to hold safely. You would have to put yourself at risk to hold these angles. So we've seen a lot of strats really base themselves around this Mira. And Ella as well coming in this season, another operator that we are seeing picked a lot this season.
Yeah, as far as operators go, I mean, just from the previous match that we saw between Powerhouse, similar operators are getting selected. I mean, it's pretty much the standard picks here for map Border, so you don't see too much of a variation. Right now, Omen still going to get their reinforcements out. I suspect they're going to go with the standard reinforcements. They try to get offices as well as archives, as well as the armory desk there to west balcony. So Mira definitely will need to abuse these angles, especially against FlipSide. They still have these heavy roamer type style of play, and try to abuse that as best as you can. Get a more aggressive angle if you can.
Yeah, we are going to see a mirror window instead of fountain this time. In the match that we saw earlier, every single round the mirror was inside of archives. So having that, having the fountain control here gives the defenders a bit more room for themselves to fall back in case they do get a Blackbeard or another operator out on that AC window there. And we are going to be moving into the round now as the attackers start to move up. Hot and Cold on the Ashe. He is a very powerful Ashe player when he really wants to be. He's going to be up on this balcony already, spraying through that door, taking it out. I think the wall there was reinforced, so thankfully he wasn't able to get any damage on the defender there. That would have been extremely costly. We are going to see FlipSide moving in here at a steady pace. They're not moving in too quickly. They're getting their drones in. They're checking their corners. They're making sure that they don't move in until it's clear to do so. So that's the maturity from this team that you're going to expect to see.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to the drone as well, as you had said. I mean, right now it looks like they're making their approach towards break room as well as security room. Looks like Hot and Cold is going to be taking that, and somehow Squid gets a nice angle shot on the Hot and Cold from across from Armory Lockers, already taking down one of their top fraggers. And this is already looking good for Omen. And Mint is going to be retaking security room, and already shots getting thrown towards his direction, making his way to west balcony. So, I mean, that was an unexpected early frag coming out there by Omen.
Yeah, I mean, FlipSide droned out everything except for, I think they didn't know where the defenders were in terms of this portion of the site. So everywhere else they were pushing into, they were droning it out. They knew they had the intel, and now we see drones coming in before they all push in this way, and you can see them all stacking up. They're getting ready to push in, and they're waiting for the drones, they're waiting for the intel, and they're waiting for the defenders to try to use some of their utility to stop the push.
Yeah, looks like Habana charges are going to get opened up here on the wall near that mirror window that's currently posted up there by Armory Desk. So it looks like Adam's trying to, their team's creating an angle. Adam's trying to get some shots in onto Gotcha. So opening up these angles could potentially push him out of this area. And then we already see the Habana charge getting placed there on the window, and already the frag coming out. Adam taking down Squid, making his approach here into west balcony. They still have one currently waiting out there by that bathroom area, I guess, near Armory Lockers. I'm not really sure. I guess the half wall is what you were calling it. Great, now taking down Mint, and Adam getting the refrag onto Great. 3v3 situation. Jarvis now pressing in from main hallway from central stairs. Right now, I mean, I'm kind of hoping that they can get the Candela charges here in order to press in. 27 seconds left. We do see the Candelas getting called out. Looks like Rampy taking a kill there onto Jarvis and Pojo Man on a gotcha 2v1 situation. Rampy left to try to clutch this out, and Pojo Man gonna go for the plan. Right now, not looking good for Mira in a 1v2 situation. And FlipSid, you know, doing a tremendous job taking advantage of that site. They're able to hold this off, and Rampy now having to play in a less favorable position. Pojo Man now going to be pressing his flank as well as Adam, so not looking good for him. Still trying to exchange some shots. I'm surprised they haven't actually been able to get him on this angle. We are going to see the shotgun come out, but Pojo Man holding that angle aggressively, going to be taking him down.
Rampy tried to put up one hell of a fight at the end there. I was impressed that he survived that long. I wanted to note it when it happened. The Ella, she kind of pushed up and she threw an impact nade on the Habana pellets that were trying to open up the mirror window. And if the defenders had actually used that sacrifice a little bit more, like if they had been able to stay in there, that smoke canister or the smoke did end up going up and they did have to fall off of that mirror window because it was too risky to stay there. But if they had been able to use that, that would have been a huge sacrifice from the Elo that could have won them the round. So I have to say that was a smart choice by the Elo, but in the end, there were other things that happened that made it not actually pay off, unfortunately.
Yeah, and already seeing a difference. You know, FlipSid, when they took that west balcony control, they were able to open up the wall into Armory Desk, completely capitalize on their gadgets. I mean, we saw Powerhouse, you know, try to abuse the same strategy. I mean, but FlipSid just executed it so much better as far as getting the gadgets. I mean, the Cadelas completely taking the defenders that were anchored down on Armory Lockers off guard, able to come in with a nice sweep, taking down those anchors, and then, you know, forcing Rampy in a 1v2 situation, take complete control of Armory Lockers. I mean, well played by FlipSid. Wouldn't expect anything less than that.
Very strong in their attacking side, despite the early picks on the hot and cold, or the early pick on the hot and cold, I should say. But we do have, it looks like FlipSid is going to be playing inside of security right now. They do have that mirror window, security wall, so they can kind of look in across main hallway and look towards Fountain. It gives them a pretty good angle that they can hold. We'll see if they're able to take full advantage of it. It looks like there's a castle barricade between sites right now. That does cut off a bit of a rotate, but the Ash is going to open up immediately anyways. There goes a smoke canister up there for Adam, just so he's able to get across there. That covers his movement enough so that the attackers aren't able to get a pick on from that window. But it is starting to look like it's going to be possibly an Office's take, because there's a very strong hold inside of security here. It's going to take a lot for the attackers to get into security and flush out the defenders to be able to push from that side. There are still roamers downstairs. It looks like there's going to be a castle and a pulse both downstairs. Jarvis could get some really nice C4s from down there if the attackers don't flush them out. And Adam taking out Gotcha. Gotcha just decided to kind of run straight into sight. Not the smartest, but nifty, pushing in and taking out Adam. Oh no, sight is down below. My goodness, I'm a moron. I thought sight was upstairs this whole time. I haven't even been paying attention.
Was that frag there by Squid? It was a nice frag by him. Now taking down Pojo Man. 4v1 situation. Squid coming out of nowhere with these frags. Now taking down hot and cold. Jarvis left to roam all by himself with the cardiac sensor. So far, not looking good for FlipSid on this defense. I mean, so far, you know, Omen's been doing a tremendous job as far as getting into the Armory Lockers archives, getting those frags. And now they can completely abuse their remaining player. I'm still yet not one of those characters that you... I mean, he could still challenge these guys out, but it's going to be great with the final frag on a Jarvis. And we're going to see Omen coming up with the first win on the attack.
Yeah, I was incredibly confused by that castle barricade now, but now that seeing that the sites were downstairs, that does make complete and total sense. So that's my mistake for that. I was completely out of it. I should probably actually look at which site they're defending. We are going to see Adam up top with 3 kills, Jarvis following closely with 2, and Pojo also with 2. Mint and Hot and Cold both having 0 kills right now. Squid up top for Omen with 4, Great with 2, Gotcha with 0, and then Nifty and Rampy both with 1.
Yeah, Squid did a tremendous job playing that out. I mean, getting, you know, back-to-back kills on the flip side, and the flip side left with Jarvis left to roam downstairs, putting the game in their favor. I mean, Jarvis is still one of those strong characters, or players, and I mean, he honestly he has the chance to clutch it out there. Unfortunately, didn't go that way. But we're gonna see the score coming 1-1 so far. The attacking teams have been successful. I mean, previously, when we saw the other game, I mean, their defenses were really strong. It was between Reckless and Powerhouse. I mean, they were playing really good on defense, and it was always the defensive rounds that decided it pretty much the majority of the match. So I don't know if we're gonna see it flop this time and just be majority of the attacking side winning, just because both teams are so aggressive. But getting this match underway, we're gonna see a Halbana, Twitch, Ying, Ash, as well as a Sledge. Still pretty standard picks here for Matt Border. We're gonna see a Smoke, Mira, Pulse, Bandit, as well as the Ella. I mean, Squid. I almost want to say Squad of Squid. Squid has been playing really well so far on his roam game. Definitely need to get those first picks as he did in the previous round on defense, just to kind of even out the odds for his team here.
Now there's no roam play coming in from the defenders here, and against a team like FlipSid, that could be either a really smart call or a really bad call. It could be a smart call because then you don't risk losing them early on, and you have more people on site. But it could also be a bad call because FlipSid could take advantage of that and just kind of force all of you back into this one spot on site, and then it's going to be like shooting fish in a barrel for them.
Yeah, if they can like pressure, I see what you're saying. If they press in simultaneously, not have these back roamers, that aggressive force towards the offices and office hallway would potentially force these anchors to rotate back to armory lockers as well as archives, and then just open up angles from there and completely take advantage of it.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing an offices push. They've started opening up the unreinforced wall here. A couple of flashbangs going in, giving them the opportunity to kind of push in. But Nifty peeking up over the wall, gets a nice shot on a hot and cold. That's going to be the first pick of the round with already down to just 1 minute left. Jarvis missing his shots on the gotcha there. He should have been able to take out the smoke, but he didn't. He put a little bit of damage in on him, but that's not enough. That's not going to be enough to win them the round. And Pojo's going to spot out that C4. He's going to take that out before they're able to take any advantage of it. But the C4 coming over the wall from Nifty takes him out as Jarvis finally finishes off gotcha. Down to a 4v3 FlipSid with 3 remaining members. Adam pushing into Fountain. He takes out Rampy, but Nifty pushes right back and takes out Adam. It's a 3v2 in favor of the defenders. It looks like Nifty is still inside of Fountain. Great picking off Jarvis as Mint tries to push up and grab the diffuser. He takes out Nifty inside of there. Squid coming around behind from the hallway. He's going to finish off Mint, giving Omen the round.
Yeah, I mean, Nifty did a tremendous job that round. Gets the nice C4s in from archives towards office. Then he rotates back to Fountain, picks up some more kills. I believe he got the 3K there, completely shutting down FlipSid. I mean, one of those guys that are new to the roster, and obviously a very smart roster choice. Still yet to see a kill there by Gotcha, but we do see Squid with the top frags of 5 and Adam with 4. I mean, so far the frags are starting to get evened out between both teams and really trying to show what they're capable of doing here. This time it's going to be custom inspections as well as supply room getting selected. We're going to see the Ella and Mira, pretty standard so far. I mean, both teams most likely will be playing these characters for the majority of the match just because they're so viable on border. But I mean, I like that FlipSid is going for this custom inspection and supply room. I mean, most people, typically tend to pick, the archives and armory lockers, as well as server room and ventilation room. So, going for this off bomb site pick with custom inspection and supply room, they can kind of abuse some of their tactics that are, kind of common for them, but not necessarily common for Omen. And so this type of variation to their play could potentially lead them to getting this round.
Yeah, this is one of those sites where FlipSid obviously has had more time to practice on this map, obviously because they've been together for so long. So a hold like this is something that's a lot easier for them to pull off. Whereas with a younger team like Omen, where they have 2 members that are brand new on the roster, I guarantee they have not had enough time to practice this specific hold. they might not have even been able to practice a take against this site. We did see them win it last time, but I'm expecting FlipSid to kind of note what went wrong, and they're going to adjust the way that they're playing a little bit. They're starting to learn how Omen is playing and how each player of Omen, kind of works, and they're going to work based off of that. So we're going to see the Pulse roaming around over there in Tellers. It looks like none of the three defenders are still upstairs inside of security. But Gotcha is just kind of able to push down over here. He's trying to find Jarvis, who looks like he's inside a bathroom right now. Gotcha did drone him out, but pushing around for a wide peak like that, if that castle barricade wasn't there against main lobby, or no, actually, regular door is just a regular barricade. But if that barricade was not up there, then that would have been deadly for Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, they can abuse the angles there. I know he tried to make the approach by waiting room. Good call to delay that push a little bit away from his team right now. FlipSid completely roaming around main lobby as well as bathroom. I mean, right now, just waiting for any action. Gotcha is going to be rotating back into archives, looking for some of these picks onto these roamers, but Jarvis from underneath abusing the cardiac sensor is going to get the nitro cell kill. Squid now pressing in, going to be taking down Adam, but Mint is going to be refragging on him. Not going to be a 4v3. It's going to be up to Thermite Buck and Habana to clutch us out. And right now, FlipSid not really sweating it out too much, spacing out their anchors as well as their roamers, both between customs inspections as well as security room. Right now, pretty much holding right above the bomb site, going to force Omen to play into their hands. And right now it's going to be, up to that intel gaining to, figure out where FlipSid's currently posted up. You don't want to go in blind, but I kind of like how Mint is playing away from his team right now. Over by Armory Lockers, it's one of those roams you won't really expect. But Rampy somehow manages to get the bomb down uncontested. I don't know if that was intentional, but Great's going to be taken down hot and cold now. 2v3 situation. Nifty now on a Jarvis 2v2. And right now it's looking good for Omen, completely taking them by surprise. Great's going to get the down there on, or actually he didn't get the down, but Poji Man comes in with a nice 2k onto Nifty and Great. And he's going to be able to clutch this round. I mean, honestly, when the bomb went down, I don't know if FlipSid liked where the angle was from Dropper. I actually don't know if they had the sight on it, but I mean, if they intentionally did it, I mean, they had advantage of that Dropper.
I think FlipSid just wasn't aware that the plant was going down at that point. And then once it went down, you noticed Pojo literally, as a Mira, as a one-speed operator, walked out onto the balcony, jumped over the edge, and then came up behind and got 2 kills to finish off the round. I think Great was a little scared that he hadn't downed the guy that was upstairs, because there was a castle that was still upstairs, and I did notice that Great downed him. But for those of you who might not know, in competitive play, it does not show points on the screen if you get an injury or anything like that. It doesn't tell you on screen. So you have to kind of know or, notice when you've downed someone or when you've killed. Well, when you kill someone, that still pops up. But with him not having that intel that the guy upstairs is downed, he's not completely sure about that. You noticed he kind of panicked a little bit, looked back towards the hatch, and then when he looked back towards where Pojo was coming in from, Pojo just already had the advantage and he was able to get the shot off. He knew exactly where Great was, and he finished him off to finish the round.
Yeah, I mean, Pojo came out with a nice roam, from security room, dropped out towards detention, picks up the 2 frags, goes for the defuse. Well played by him. Surprisingly enough, though, Omen's going to be picking the same bomb site, so obviously wanting to contest FlipSid on this bomb site territory. I'm excited to see they're actually going to be picking this out as well.
We did see them pick it in week 1 when they were still Euphoria. They did pick this bomb site as their absolute first site to defend for the season. Just completely unexpected. So hopefully, seeing that they kind of like this site, I'm hoping that that means that they've practiced this site a bit more than some of the other sites, because this is one of those sites that takes a lot more practice to successfully hold. We're going to see Squid hanging out inside of Archives. He's going to be up on top of the shelving there. We noticed a few rounds ago, Mint actually opening up the window and taking a lot of damage out on the AC unit there. That was risky. Squid could have gotten the kill there, but he didn't, thankfully for Mint. And then Nifty is going to be trying to take out all the Habana pellets that were on that wall there. I'm not sure if he did. I think he did, because they still have a player kind of peeking it. But this is one of the things that I like to see is Mint out on that AC unit. Even if you don't have a Blackbeard out there, you need to put someone out on that AC unit if you're trying to take upstairs. It cuts off a massive rotation, and if you don't have someone there, and you can't flush the people out that are on top of the archive shelves, because Squid was up there, he would have been able to stay up there the entire time. He got flushed out when Mint opened up that window. So now just having that window opened has given them so much ground to work with.
Yeah, and it looks like FlipSid is commencing their attack towards archives. Already gaining advantage of that. So now it looks like they're probably most likely going to go for the strategy of pressing into security room as well as break room. Take that, and then be able to take the site from above. Still waiting for some contention. Squid currently waiting in security room, waiting for that rotate by Mint. Looks like Adam's going to be taking down Gotcha, though. Hot and Cold going to be rotating back out to those balconies. Right now it's going to be back to, once again, that drone phase. Try to figure out where some of these roamers are. And so far, Omen playing pretty much away from sight. Just a couple anchors nearby. There's only 54 seconds left, and Squid, I mean, I gotta say, this man has been at in the right spot at the right time. I mean, completely taking FlipSid off guard. Does manage to down Mint, still not picked up as a kill. Great now taking down Pojama, and Adam onto Nifty. It's a 4v3. He's gonna get flashbanged. Hot and Cold gonna get picked up. Gets the kill there onto Squid. It's a 4v2. Rampy, as well as Bandit, left to try to clutch us out. I mean, the bomb site's completely anchored down now. They're not gonna have any of that roam from above. But they still have about 25 seconds left, so FlipSid is going to have to play with this very fast-paced, aggressive play. Just going to have to see if it pays off. Right now, Great and Rampy holding between central stairs and a little bit away from the site, just waiting for the drops. Hot and Cold, though, manages to get the prone shot onto Rampy as he zoomed in his sights in his vicinity. Great left to clutch now. Bomb still yet to go down. Right now, it looks like Hot and Cold's going to get the final kill on a Great, and FlipSid's going to be taking this round once again.
This is another one of those things for Omen where they downed someone, but they didn't notice it. Squid downing, I believe it was Hot and Cold outside of there. That could have been massive. That would have shut down their push into security right then and there, because Mint would have kind of stayed back a little bit. I mean, they brought it down to the last minute of the round before FlipSid really started to take any kind of control over security. And if Squid had noticed that he had downed a player and then been able to finish off that kill, he might have been able to buy them just enough time to win that round. So very well played from Omen there. Just a few things went wrong here and there that ended up costing them the round. Well played from FlipSid. I mean, Hot and Cold just jumping up and taking out Squid in there, and then taking out the mirror that was downstairs still, because they had someone else send a drone in. The mirror got droned out, and then Hot and Cold just was like, hey, I'm just going to lay down right next to the hatch, and just completely obliterated the mirror, giving them the pick that they needed, because that forced Great into a rotate. So he rotated around, and the castle barricade being there blocking him off, he wasn't able to come in from main lobby. He had to run down the hallway, and he sprinted the whole way there. So FlipSid heard him a mile away, and they were prepared for it, and Hot and Cold did get the final kill onto him, giving them that round.
Yeah, I mean, that was unfortunate that Rampy, I mean, it looked like he had the side advantage on Hot and Cold, but I mean, like you said, they were completely aware as to where he was posted up, completely abused the prone, and Hot and Cold able to pick up that kill, allowed him to finish up the remainder of that round. But right now, it looks like security room is actually going to get heavily contested. Hot and Cold are going to be currently posted up there. Those drones are going to be going out. Nifty making his way into passport check already. I think they're going to Omen's going to try to at least lead Nifty into these floors. I mean, he's been doing a tremendous job so far on getting these frags.
Yeah, I mean, Nifty was pushing in with a drone for the most part there, but then, you know, Jarvis started getting spotted out by the drone, and Nifty just was not there to get the kill. One of the most important things to do when droning is not only gaining intel, but you should have an entry fragger kind of pushing up with the drone there, ready to get the kills as soon as you spot someone. If you give the defenders the ability, and Jarvis picking off Squid, Squid has been a high performer this map so far, so that early pick on the Squid is going to be massive. Nifty taking out Jarvis finally, because Jarvis was actually spotted out quite a while ago with a drone, and Nifty just was not actually pushing up with that drone, as I was trying to say before. Hot and Cold picking and sitting here for a nice angle, but he's not going to spot Rampy just yet. Rampy and Hot and Cold are just kind of looking at each other, but they have no idea about it yet. And then Nifty getting another kill onto Mint down below. Nifty just taking control of this bottom floor, trying to give his team the vertical play advantage. So it is a 4v3 now in favor of the attackers. They still have their Hibana up, but Hibana, it looks like Great is going to be coming in towards offices. They're going to probably open up this wall into archives. But this Mira window down here by security room, or in security room, I should say, is going to give FlipSid a massive advantage, because if they try to run in through Fountain or anything like that, they have a perfect angle where he can see it from. And then he noticed, see, Pojo just noticed Gotcha, so they know they have this intel. Listen, the attackers are coming in from offices. Let's get set up and ready for it. Nifty down below trying to get some of that vertical play. Adam getting some nice shots. Nifty down to like 1 health right now. Gotcha trying to pick off Pojo down there inside of security, but Pojo has a reinforced wall there. He's just going to sit behind that and stay safe this entire time. I believe Nifty, yes, he's still downstairs. He does still have that vertical play on them, but all of the FlipSid members, but Nifty with a grenade onto Adam. Nifty just showing up this round. That's 3 kills. I think all 3 kills so far have been Nifty. Then Pojo pushes out, and Nifty picks him off as well. Hot and Cold getting Gotcha while he's on site. Rampy as well going down to Hot and Cold. Hot and Cold picking off Nifty. He's getting it. What is he doing? He's picked off 3 of them. He's going to pop out around the corner, taking the shots at Great, but he doesn't land them. Great finishing up the round for Omen. Hot and Cold almost getting the clutch. He just missed his shots right at the end there.
Yeah,
he almost got a 4K clutch right at the end there. That was
almost 4K. I think he was trying to match Nifty's frags. I mean, Nifty completely taking the lead that round, taking charge, trying to get his team onto that bomb site. I mean, good. I mean, the fact that, I mean, it's like you better win that freaking round. I mean, I just put in this much work, so get that final frag. I mean, Hot and Cold though doing a tremendous job in where he was, right there by Armory Lockers, getting these shots in, able to take down multiple frags. Right now, top frags though will be Hot and Cold, as well as Nifty and Great as well. I mean, these 2 new players, additional players to Omen on the roster so far, have been doing a tremendous job on showing up for their team. And I think it's, actually giving FlipSid a run for their money right now. I mean, we haven't really seen teams, like at this point, you start seeing the sweep happen by FlipSid, but right now, I mean, they're really having to fight for it.
Yeah, I mean, the score tells you everything. It's 3-3 right now. So Omen is definitely holding their own against FlipSid, making them fight for it. You saw how hard Hot and Cold had to try at the end there. I mean, he had to go in a 1v4. He got 3 of them. He managed to take out 3 of them. The 4th one, he just could not land his shots. And, it speaks numbers for Omen when they're able to put Hot and Cold into that kind of a situation. When they're able to put the other team into a 1v4 situation, that speaks numbers alone. If they had lost the 1v4 situation, then it kind of is like, well, you're giving them a run for their money, but you're still, losing in a 1v4. When you have a massive advantage, they're still, kind of shrugging you off. But they did win in the end there with Hot and Cold only getting 3 of the 4 people, thankfully for Omen, and they did get the round there. So we are going to see FlipSid on attack now. We have these holes inside of offices. That's going to be for Rampy so that he can kind of look out there and he can shoot people as they're trying to run across. Having that big open area there, that means that either FlipSid has to flush Rampy out of Fountain or crawl underneath that wall or have some sort of cover fire while they're crossing there. And that's a massive area that you'll see teams in an offices take. They're going to have to run across quite frequently. And Squid is going to be playing inside of break room right now, and Rampy pulling his C4 a little bit early. There's no one really actually inside. No one's pushing inside yet. So that C4 being pulled a little early is unnecessary. And if one of the FlipSid members had been there to kind of shoot at him, that would have put him at a massive disadvantage. We do have the Hibana is going to be opening up this mirror window here. So that there it is. They're flushing Rampy out of Fountain now. So that's going to give them a bit of an advantages in their push. They do have a thermite, so they can still open up that entire wall there. Bojo is going to go ahead and he's going to drone out Rampy. They know he's still there. They know they kind of saw him sitting there with a C4. So FlipSid's going to play it a little bit safer. They don't want to give this C4 kill to Rampy. They want to use everything that they can. There is a minute 15 left in the round, and no one has fallen yet. There has been some damage going in on some of the FlipSid members, and as well as Squid. I mean, they're taking damage, they're giving damage, but they're not killing each other. Jarvis pushing into offices here, getting a lot of shots on a Rampy. Rampy going really low, but then he plays it safe. He just kind of hides. Squid is in the hallway right now, I believe. Oh no, he's still sitting inside a break room. So he has a nice angle, kind of shutting down a push from east stairs there. But Nifty's going to get downed with Hot and Cold, finishing off great. Jarvis taking out Rampy. Squid taking out Adam. Hot and Cold responding to the kill from Squid. He's going to be looking back, making sure that Squid doesn't come up for this flank. And Nifty is still down, so it is a 2v3 technically. Pojo taking some damage, I believe, from a smoke canister. He does get downed, and there's the kill from Gotcha, putting it into a 3v3, technically a 3v2. Jarvis taking out Nifty. Squid finishing off Hot and Cold. So now it's a 2v2. And I mean, Squid with this positioning outside of office could end up taking the round, especially with Mint pushing up towards Gotcha. He's going to get taken down. Omen having the advantage now. Jarvis gets the diffuser down, but Gotcha just walks up to him and takes him down with the shotgun. That's going to be the round for Omen.
Yeah, I mean, that was well played by them as well. I mean, it was a little risky. I mean, we saw Squid as well as Gotcha playing a little bit away from their teammates. Couldn't really go in for the assist on Archives and Offices during that push. But, you know, Squid patiently waiting there in break room, got the angle in between main hallway and office, takes down one kill, goes in for an aggressive flank kill, and then rotates back out to help out Gotcha, who did it. You know, if he would have went down there, it definitely wouldn't have gone their way. I mean, they would have got that bomb down, and then all FlipSid had to do was hold down Armory Lockers. So, I mean, good job by Gotcha in order to get those clutch kills to hold this off.
I mean, it was a poor decision for Mint to kind of push into him like that. They knew where he was. They just kind of had to sit back and watch for him to try to push up. You know, you're planting the diffuser. You know that you're planting the diffuser. Watch the doorway. The Ella isn't going to be able to run up behind you without you really hearing her. So it wasn't the smartest decision by Mint there, and that's what ended up costing them the round in the end.
Yep, and right now seeing the score 4-3, you know, in favor of Omen. I mean, the match has been really close, but now it's at that match point phase. I mean, there's some, you know, talk that, you know, maybe FlipSid's not wanting to show the strategies that they necessarily would on Pro League. But I mean, do you sacrifice that? Do you try to actually execute something that players might not necessarily have seen yet, or, you know, do you just keep trying to go with the same plays you have and try to win it that way?
That all comes down to the decision of the in-game leader. So they will call out, you know, I don't know if Omen is really at the Pro League level yet. They're definitely a very powerful team. I'm not entirely sure if they are at that Pro League level yet, though, where you're going to have to bring out all of these new strats. I think FlipSid just kind of has to, they have to change the way they're making decisions. Instead of playing in ways where they're going for kills, they're going to have to play to make sure that they stay alive. And I think that's their best way of combating Omen right now without really revealing any strats that they might want to save for Pro League. But if we do see them bring out new strats, then that's speaking numbers for Omen. That's saying, hey, listen, FlipSid thinks that they need to use these strats against Omen to win. And that would be huge. That would be a huge compliment. Even if they ended up beating Omen using those strats, that's a huge compliment to Omen, in my opinion.
Yeah, it shows that, you know, they've been the team in this tournament so far to put up that contention, and definitely respecting that as well. But right now, taking down 1:50 seconds left. Right now, Omen really heavily trying to rely on this intel. FlipSid now playing more conservatively, once again into security room, as well as Archives patiently waiting for this push here by Omen.
We do have Nifty on that buck again. We saw what he did before. We'll see if she's able to do it again.
I mean, he opened up the floor beautifully last time. I mean, Nifty's been one of their stronger players, especially playing as a buck. I mean, he has the opportunity to lead a charge. And right now, Great's going to be opening up the wall from East Balcony onto Archives, trying to get him get a little bit of a peek here onto Adam, but it's going to force, you know, those players who are currently anchored down there to rotate a little bit out of sight. And right now, Nifty opening up underneath the floor could potentially pose a threat here against FlipSid as they're forced to rotate now into Armory Lockers.
Yeah, we do see here again that AC balcony can, and Squid isn't necessarily playing new angles or anything, but just knowing that there's an enemy there and then Adam shuts it down. As I'm talking about it, Adam, peeking around the corner, drops Squid.
Yeah, did a tremendous job picking that up. I mean, Adam, playing as the aggressor with the shotgun, takes him down from AC units. Now, Nifty going to be taken down by Hot and Cold, so a nice choice and decision to roam back underneath, prevent, Nifty from having such contention from below. It's going to, potentially lead FlipSid towards this victory. Right now, looks like Omen's heavily relying on this press onto Archives right now, not getting the kills that they want. Great, now taking out mid, but Adam going to smoke out Gotcha. It's a 2v, now 1v3 situation. Rampy getting one frag, gets another one, 1v2. Can he pull us off? 2 seconds left. Time definitely against him, and the defenders are going to be getting that round win, now putting it into overtime.
Just as I was saying before, FlipSid just has to play a little bit safer. They need to play to stay alive. And playing to stay alive just won them that round. So that's, instead of revealing any, top secret strategies that they've been working on in scrims or anything, they just play safer. And it worked out really well in the end for them there.
Yeah, I think the decision to play more conservatively, I mean, they've been playing really aggressive in between rounds, both on defense and offense. And I think, playing this more conservative play is more of their, I guess you'd say where they're comfortable at on as far as trying to hold Omen off for the remainder of this these rounds. But going to overtime, I mean, Omen has really been doing a tremendous job. I mean, Squid roaming in and out between the maps, doing a good job as a roamer, and Nifty and Great, these new players added to the roster, doing a tremendous job on getting these frags on some of their top players around FlipSid. And I think if they can keep up this pace, even if they don't win this round, I mean, they're really giving FlipSid a run for their money, and we might potentially see FlipSid switch their tactics.
I mean, we already saw FlipSid switch their tactics up a little bit. They were playing where they were going for kills before, and that cost them quite a few rounds because they would make decisions based on, hey, let's kill this guy, like Mint pushing in to Armory when they're already planting the diffuser inside of Archives, and decisions like that, they can be very costly. It's one of those high risk, high reward things, but when you don't get the reward, it sucks. So we are going to see FlipSid starting to move in here. It looks like Hot and Cold might be going in downstairs, trying to clear out that bottom floor. Mint's drone, I think it was Mint's drone, yeah, just getting taken out by a shock wire sitting right there. Squid playing inside of security. He knows the Mint is on that window, I think. Seems like he knows, but at least they know that he's inside of security. He did just get droned out. He has a Twitch drone chasing him down right now. He has, people chasing him down, and he's just going to kind of run out of there. He's going to play it a little bit safer. That's a good decision by Squid. I think that at that point, you kind of have to give up that bit of control.
Yeah, I mean, in between rounds, Squid has been playing really aggressively in security room. I think FlipSid's starting to become aware of this, and I mean, they did a good job forcing them out. Losing the roaming potential on Omen. Force them down and to have to anchor. And so, this will open up security room as well as break room for FlipSid, as long as there's no more contention from these defensive players. But right now, Squid making his way around. Right now, I think he's just trying to look for a better roam. Like I think. He's trying to go for the waiting room east stairs approach, but he does need to be cautious of those drones. And I think he might have got FlipSid off his scent.
I think Squid's main goal right now is to just get himself into a position where FlipSid no longer knows where he is. So he'll be able to come in for a late flank at the end, because we are coming down. There's a minute 15 left. There's a Claymore at the top of the stairwell. I don't think Squid noticed it. Yep, there it is. He got it. Okay. Mint getting a grenade kill onto Great in the meantime. I think that was behind half wall. I could be wrong. Gotcha picking off Adam. Here it is, the back and forth coming in from these teams, showing that they can be fairly evenly matched. Jarvis picking off Squid on the flank. Gotcha finishing off Pojo with a nice headshot there. The diffuser's was down. Mint is going to be pushing in with the diffuser, but he's going to get downed by Nifty. Nifty getting downed by Hot and Cold, but I don't think Hot and Cold knows that Nifty is down. But Gotcha gets finished off finally. Nifty also down, so it's a 1v2 situation for Rampy. There goes Hot and Cold finishing off Nifty, and Rampy's going to be moving up the stairwell here. Hot and Cold is going to plant the diffuser. Jarvis inside of Archives is going to figure out exactly where Rampy is. He's going to come around. He's going to finish him off with the attackers taking the first round of overtime.
Yeah, I mean, FlipSid did a tremendous job taking on Army Lockers. I mean, even after losing that yank, before FlipSid had placed these Candelas beautifully in between Armory desk and got him into Armory lockers. That time, he went down, but hot and cold, coming out of nowhere, playing really hot right now, getting these frags back to back, definitely taking down these great players on Omen. Really a strong force of play. And he's going to be top fragging with 11, Nifty with 10. And I mean, so far, the frags have been even more even amongst the players. And, it's already going to be 5-4 score in favor of FlipSid. Do you think they're going to be able to close out this round? All right, I think right now we're just waiting for FlipSid to get their defense back up. They're going to be picking customs as well as supply room. So right now, they're going to have a Mira as well as the Ella, so they're still going to have that Mira potential on these bomb sites. FlipSid, I mean, previously they've been playing above customs inspections and security room as well as break room. I suspect they're going to go for the same aggressive play and have at least 1 or 2 players anchored down on those bomb sites.
Yeah, we saw in the past FlipSid earlier. I say in the past, I mean earlier this match did have the advantage over Omen when they were playing on this site. I believe they ended up winning it. I think the first time they lost it maybe, and then the second time they won it. Sorry, I could be recalling that incorrectly, but this is one of those sites that FlipSid knows that they know how to play, and they're going to make small changes here and there to make sure that they're able to play it and keep the advantage over Omen while playing it.
Yeah, I think right now we're just kind of getting into the intel phase once again. Right now in favor of FlipSid. I think they're going to play... I think they're going to try to go for the finisher. Play a somewhat consistent or conservative as well as aggressive. Use the players that they typically use as the aggressor, like hot and cold. But right now, they're definitely not trying to give up any ground. They're also not really using their roamers in here towards the front of the exit hallway. But it looks like they're going to get some Habana charges from Pedestrian Customs. Jarvis is going to be joining him out, but we are going to see the Habana gadget already opening up that wall.
Yeah, so Jarvis had the intel that Habana was over there, but he didn't really, he had no way of acting on it. He had no teammates that were in position to act on it. And great getting that drone in there now. He's going to spot out Jarvis. So Jarvis is just kind of positioning himself. They don't want that plant going down in that corner again. That plant almost cost them the round before, where Pojo ended up actually jumping off the balcony to get the kill there. There are a lot of castle barricades upstairs right now. Those are going to stop Omen from pushing in as quickly as they want to. So they have to open those up using breaching charges and such. And you're going to see Rampy is actually using an exothermic charge on an unreinforced wall. So that's good utility there that's being wasted on an unreinforced wall.
Once again, time ticking down. So far, FlipSid holding and anchoring down their angles, not giving up any ground for Omen. Mint getting the first frag on to Gotcha. They're going to be losing their Thatcher. Remote gas grenades as well are going to be used. Still waiting on a potential pick here from Squid. Nifty now taking down Hot and Cold, dropping one of their hot players. Jarvis now taking down Great. It's going to be a 4v3. So far, FlipSid only losing 1 defender. It's going to be that Ella. Right now, currently posted up in Armory Desk. Pojo Man now in a Rampy, and now it looks like the finish is already about to be happening. Squid getting 1. It's a 1v3 situation. Pojo Man getting a nice 2K. Squid left to clutch this out. I don't know if he's going to be able to pull this off, especially with how spread out FlipSid is on these bomb sites. Not looking good so far. 17 seconds left. I mean, they're really going to have to pull off a win here if they want to stick around on border. Otherwise, FlipSid's going to be taking this. 9 seconds left. I don't think this is Omen's going to be able to pull this off right now. I mean, too much is against him. The time as well as the separation of players.
At the end there, a smart move by Pojo. He did drop back down into sight, and all of the FlipSid players were like, well, it's one guy left. We'll just all sit down on site. If he drops a hatch, we're going to notice it. We're going to take him out. So well played by FlipSid at the end there to finish up the match, or not the match, the map, I should say. And Hot and Cold dropping 11 kills, Jarvis with 10. We are seeing the kills very balanced out on both teams, but Great and Nifty, just 2 brand new additions to Omen and just performing beautifully this time. I mean, they both dropped a lot of kills. They both made massive plays that changed the outcome of different rounds. I'm really impressed that these brand new players to a team, they were able to pull that kind of thing off. So I bet Omen is really happy to have them on their team.
Yeah, they did a tremendous job. But we are going to be going into the next map, FlipSid versus Omen. Going to be taking a short break. So what's going on, guys? And welcome back from FlipSid as well as Omen. FlipSid taking the first map onto Border. Now going to be getting played into Oregon. So far, exciting match. Getting really close towards the end there. We haven't really seen a team in the CCS League put up such contention against FlipSid. So I'm excited to see what they're able to do in this next round. What do you think, Crazy Man?
Oregon is another one of those maps that we see a lot of teams know very well, and I'm expecting Omen to have practiced this map a bit more, as well as Border. So I'm hoping they can give them another run for their money, possibly even push it to a third map. I wouldn't mind watching a third map from these teams, to be honest. It's a very good matchup. It's going back and forth. We are going to be jumping into the map right now. It's going to be Oregon for map 2, FlipSid versus Omen. It is currently 1-0 in favor of FlipSid. Omen needs to win this map to push it to map 3.
Yeah, even if it does end up, FlipSid making it a 2-0. I mean, we've definitely seen a nice showing by Nifty as well as Great as far as the new roster. I mean, majority of Omen's been playing really good here, but I mean, this new addition to the players really shows how they're going to stand against these other teams further on along the road. But getting these bomb sites selected, it's going to be Kids Dorms as well as Dorms Main Hall. We're going to have a Bandit, Ella, Mira, Valkyrie, as well as a Smoke. Lots of heavy gadget players as well as the intel. Valkyrie is going to be crucial here. This is a very roamer paradise type of map. So those any sights, any vision will be crucial to prevent some of that aggressive push.
Yeah, and we are seeing what we're seeing right now is FlipSid actually starting on the top floor instead of in the basement. So most teams, what they do is they'll prep for the basement to be held first. And when you're going for that top take, you're going to have a Blackbeard, so you can kind of station the Blackbeard outside a big window. Or sometimes you'll even station the Blackbeard inside of Armory with a little hole looking down the hallway. So not having that Blackbeard could prove to be a massive disadvantage for Omen here. I don't think it's going to be something that's going to cost them a round, per se, but it does put them in a bit of a disadvantage as opposed to the strat that they might normally run for a take on this site.
Yeah, I think if they can at least, the fact that they don't have the Blackbeard, but I mean, they have a lot of opening potential. If they can get Nifty in below, like where we've seen him like to play, if he can get in, between that lobby as well as the bathroom corridor, just kind of snake around underneath that first floor, open up some of that floor. I mean, it could, if Omen just sticks to those rooftops outside of both the door main hall as well as Armory, they could potentially pull off some nice frags on the flip side if they can cause some rotation. But it's going to be, once again, up to those roamers getting in on the attack and picking out, picking apart this defense.
We do see Mint and Pojo are both down by Kitchen right now. And it looks like there were 2 of the attackers that were starting to push up towards them. It looked like Squid and Nifty possibly pushing up towards them. It's going to be kind of an important spot to take, because if you don't have control of that downstairs and you try to push into sight, they can toss a C4 upstairs. They don't have a pulse, but they do have a Valkyrie. So if they have a camera up there, they can ping you. Oh, and then Jarvis is getting a headshot onto Great. And then Hot and Cold getting Nifty, but Rampy pushing right up and taking out Jarvis for the trade there. Mint inside of Meeting Hall gets the nice, beautiful headshot on a Rampy standing on the stairwell there, bringing it down to a 2v4 just like that. I mean, Omen didn't see what hit them there, and they only got 1 kill on Jarvis because he decided to start crawling through that hole there. And now Gotcha's going to be pushing back towards over here, so Squid and Gotcha are going to work together. They want to be near each other, but Hot and Cold is going to get the kill on to Gotcha, leaving it all down to Squid. It looks like he might try to push into it. Now he's not going to push in through the attic, but he's going to look at that window, see if anybody's peeking it, try to get as much information as he can. He has no teammates standing. 1:15 left in the round, and FlipSid has complete and total map control. Hot and Cold peeking there. Squid was kind of spraying and everything, and then he just stopped spraying. It looked like Mint might be running out behind him right now. Yeah, Mint is standing inside of Dining Hall. He can run out on Squid. the second Squid starts pushing up, or Squid starts repelling like this, Mint is going to run out, and there's the shots coming up, taking him down. Mint finishing up the first round.
Yeah, I mean, as I again previously said before, during the map selection process, you know, Oregon being one of those roamer paradises kind of plays more in favor of FlipSid. I mean, they could still play aggressively as they have on border. You know, we saw them switch it up just because the aggression wasn't really paying off. But on a map like this, there's so many different angles they can abuse. There's so much more aggression that they can put out towards Omen. I think this is going to be the map where we could potentially see a sweep just based off that first round. I don't want to make, you know, too out of the ballpark assumption, but I mean, just the way it played out that way, I think we might be able to see that.
Yeah, I mean, they dropped 4 of the members of Omen within, I want to say, like 30 seconds there. So that's a very impressive feat. I mean, they just completely obliterated them one by one, caught them off guard as they needed to. Mint landing that nice headshot from inside a meeting hall. And the only kill there was Rampy taking out Jarvis as Jarvis was crawling through a hole that, you know, there were a few attackers standing around. So if that's the only kill that you're able to get in a round like that, then that could be, I guess it could, no, I'm not going to make the bad pun. It could show that the rest of this map is going to go too long. Yeah,
I mean, especially with FlipSid, I mean, with the way that they're playing, I mean, they anchored down, you know, their stronger characters, like with Meeting Hall, one in each room. I mean, and there's so much space in these rooms that they can abuse multiple angles as well as hiding spots. So, you know, the fact that, you know, FlipSid has this very fast, aggressive pace as well as reaction time, it's that favor or advantage that they gain against Omen. I mean, Omen has to openly peek these rooms in order to, you know, completely press them. Oh shit, you saw a little team fire there. Mint now taking out Squid. He almost took out his teammate. Surprisingly enough, did not. But it looks like FlipSid is going to be taking control of Meeting Hall.
The reset. I just kind of watched Hot and Cold just walk it right in front of his teammate. He gets shot down to like 20 health. Unfortunate for FlipSid, but they did get that first pick, which does give them the advantage. Adam and Hot and Cold both being down around or below half health. However, that's better than, you know, one of them being dead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly surprised he didn't completely take his teammate out. But, you know, FlipSid already regaining the control over to rear stage. And once again, onto Meeting Hall. Mint now playing into Attic. Nifty left to roam it out. They are going to have Squid down, so they will lose a potential roamer on that first floor. So right now in favor of FlipSid so far, looking good, going smooth for them. Hot and Cold making his way into Blue Room. He's going to be having to drone that out. And right now, you know, FlipSid in Meeting Hall right now, just patiently waiting for Hot and Cold to get some of that intel and press in aggressively.
Yeah, I mean, there's a minute and 15 seconds left. Hot and Cold has just smacked a hole in the wall, and right through that hole, he gets a nice headshot on a gotcha. And now the defenders are a little scared. They're like, wait, we can't really take this. Rampy is right there. Some shots going in on him. Some nice damage there coming in from Hot and Cold. Rampy is very low. Pojo getting downed. Nifty being right there. He's not able to finish off the kill, but he does down Hot and Cold. Or Pojo, I should say. And then Great takes out Hot and Cold somewhere else. And then Great taking out Adam as well. So this whole push from construction side is just kind of falling apart, all because of Great. That grenade coming in is gonna finish off Great. Mint with a nice grenade there.
Yeah, that was a
still down. I'm not sure if the defenders realize it, but they were not able to finish off that kill. He's gonna die soon, anyways. Nifty coming in and getting. Wait.
Whoa! Whoa!
Nifty!
What was this, my man? Dude comes in with a dropper and a nice 3K. Man, what the reaction time kicked in. I mean, this kid just definitely took an adrenaline shot and immediately put in some plays.
He had Pojo down. I guess he realized it. Push up to finish off the kill and give them the intel on where he was. And then once he heard that diffuser go down, he just kind of dropped and finished up the round. I wasn't expecting it. I saw that the round ended, and I was like, oh, yeah, you know, Nifty dropped and he got killed. But no, he got 2 kills right there, just instantly. It was a fantastic play from him at the end there.
Yeah, I mean, that was, I mean, FlipSid looked like they had that in their hands, like they were about to take that round. And I mean, I don't know where Nifty was, but I mean, he really got the aggressive back play and it paid off.
I saw him when he downed Pojo. So Pojo was down inside a garage. Nifty downed him from like kitchen doorway. So I think he just kind of rotated back. They had a hole in the kitchen there, I believe. So he probably just went right back in through that, and they had nothing to stop him from dropping into that hatch. And he made very good decisions on who he shot first. He didn't. I think he had kind of a line of sight on both players the second he dropped, but he took out the person to his right first because the person to the right was the one that would have been able to react to get the kill on him. The Twitch was still trying to put down the diffuser. So good target identification there as well. That just goes to show the reaction speed. So Nifty is turning out to be a fantastic pickup for Omen here. I mean, he's performing miracles right now.
Yeah, hopefully he's able to keep that miracle juice up as well. I mean, FlipSid so far has been the aggressor as well as dominating these rounds. Very close call in that last one. But let's go ahead and see how this goes in the remainder of the match. So far, score is going to be tied after that previous play. FlipSid once again going for that turtle. Nifty now making his way over to kitchen. Gonna be trying to open up here into meeting hall.
For a second, I thought Mint was actually inside of the kitchen closet there. I was like, wait, is Nifty really going to get this pickup on him? But he does have the little hole there in case Mint wants to rotate, but he has the mirror window so he can watch in the kitchen. Nifty's kind of playing a little bit safe right now. They're going to get some drones in there, get as much intel for their teammates as they can before they push. There's a minute and 50 left in the round, so the attackers do have a bit of time to play around with. They're getting some hatches open up. That front hatch is very important to open up. I don't think I've ever seen someone win a round where they've had to plant in the laundry room site without opening up that hatch. But that grenade is going to go in. That's going to down Pojo, but they're not going to realize it until maybe he's going to see the feet. Nope, Gotcha does not notice Pojo's feet. It's right there, Gotcha. Just look at his foot. He doesn't notice it. Squid is... Oh, Rampy, I think, just droned him out, so now they know. Nifty's probably going to throw another grenade in there. He's going to finish it off. Pojo going down. Opening up that mirror window, so now Mint is actually going to drop out of meeting hall. He does not want to be in there anymore because he doesn't really have any backup.
Yeah, I think Great just try to go for the reset out there. Gonna get that health back. I mean, right now, Omen's doing a tremendous job on getting their foot as well as their ground gained on meeting hall, but Hot and Cold from above onto Attic takes down Nifty. It's gonna be rotating back in from the tower stairs and, you know, get back onto that side. So FlipSid, you know, taking down one of their top players who just did a really nice clutch in the past. Whoa, looks like we're going to be connection game lost.
We do have a bit of a technical error. Bear with us while we try to get this resolved. Really interesting what we were seeing there, though. I mean, there was only one kill coming in from FlipSid near there. So I think Omen was. It looked like Omen was going to take that round. Might have been able to be the ones that took that round. But FlipSid, who knows? You know, FlipSid has come back from worse. We saw Hot and Cold get that 1v4. He almost got the 1v4, I should say, on border. So I don't. That round could have gone either direction, in my opinion, even with only 3 members of FlipSid still standing.
Yeah, I mean, they did a tremendous job pressing in. I mean, as far as Omen, you know, forcing FlipSid to have to go and rotate back to anchor. So good play by them. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the remainder of that round. I was really excited to see as that was drawing closer towards the end there. But I think, you know, so far the scores have been even. Score was 1-1, and hopefully we're gonna get into deciding about the map redo. But I think, you know, if they can keep playing the way they are, so as Omen, it seems like they're already having a change of pace, then we might actually see a match underway on this map at least.
Yeah, we'll see. They are going to have to. Hello. Discord is being kind of weird right now for me, so I'm sorry if I'm a little bit. But yeah, so they are going to have to replay the round. It's probably going to be. I'm assuming they're going to have the same spot and the same operators, unless that round was finished for them while they were in game.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it should be. They got to replay the round, same spot, same ops. Score was 1-1. Right now, we're just waiting on getting that match set up. But I mean, if Nifty can keep playing the way that he has, I mean, he could potentially keep Omen in this game. I mean, Omen's overall, they all been playing well, but Nifty's really been showing up out of nowhere. I mean, just completely insane right now, especially with the quick reaction times. And if he can keep up that kind of pace, I think they're going to have a very good time.
Yeah, Nifty and Great both showing that Omen made a beautiful decision in picking them up. Nifty has been just making these incredible plays out of nowhere. He makes these decisions. I don't know if he's making the decisions or if we have or if they have an in-game leader that's making these decisions, but either way, he's making these plays that are just completely changing the course of a round, where it could be in FlipSide's favor, and then Nifty just says, "Hey, guess what, guys? I'm just gonna go insane for a second. I'm just gonna kill everyone, and then you guys can just finish off that one last guy." Great has been making some incredible plays as well. He hasn't been one of those guys where he runs in and suddenly kills an entire room of people. He has been more of a I know he's playing smart, and he's making these small clever plays, getting the plants down in certain spots and stuff like that. But we are getting back into the match now. It is Oregon. We are going to have FlipSide on defense. They are going to have to play the same operators on the same site. So we should see a somewhat similar round coming out, hopefully. Who knows? If it's been revealed what strategy F3 is going with, it's possible that they might change it up a little bit. But we'll see which direction it decides to take this time. Hopefully Omen is able to pull off what they did before, getting those nice early kills, like that grenade kill on a Pojo. It was kind of disappointed that the Twitch drone was just... I felt bad for the Twitch. You got her drone coming around to finish off Pojo, and just as she got there, they were like, "No, we're throwing a grenade." Like every Twitch just wants to get a kill with their drone.
Yeah, drone as well as nade kills. It's been pretty popular so far this night. But I mean, yeah, that does suck that they actually have to restart this round out. I mean, Omen was on the verge of getting that win, and now it's going to be, that reset, having to, take down once again some of those top players by FlipSide. Mint having to rotate out of meeting hall. They were able to take down, I believe, Hot and Cold after he got the pick there on Attic. But I mean, it was getting close. So hopefully, like you had said, it goes in the same direction that Omen was creating.
Yeah, we are going to be getting into the round now. We do see Ojo again inside of the meeting hall there with the Mira. Hopefully he's able to play it a little bit better this time, not get Kobe'd, because that is rather unfortunate for her grenade to just kind of land right next to you. There's nothing you can do. So he just stood there and took it, unfortunately for him. But there is damage coming in on Nifty right now as he's trying to push into dining. Some shots coming out of Big Tower hitting him up a little bit. Not a lot of damage, but still enough to kind of, force him inside. And if they had forced him inside, and as he was pushed inside, there was another defender sitting inside of dining that was there ready to pick him off, that would have been like a 500 IQ play right there. Listen, let me tell you what. But I think they just kind of opened up the window and they hope to get a pick there.
I think right now they're pretty much looking for anything. I mean, they definitely need to be taking down some FlipSide players. And this time we see Mint going for the aggressive play out of Kitchen. Previously was getting pressed on by Nifty. This time opts to go for the aggressive play and manages to take down their Buck. And so having Nifty out of this game is going to hurt Omen now. And that's just unfortunate what we were talking about. I mean, Omen had the favor. They had the players they wanted up in that previous round before they had gotten the server disconnect. And already getting this match away, not looking good for them. Mint now going to be hiding in showers, a very deadly spot to try to hide in. Squid going to be picking or taking the kill there onto Mint. Had droned him out, and right now Hot and Cold left to roam. Attic is going to rotate back down towards those sites. Jarvis still left alive. Pulse cardiac sensor is going to be available to them, so Omen needs to be cautious of that as they try to press in. Right now, most of them grouping up near main entrance.
Yeah, there are still two roamers inside of the meeting hall right now. There's Pojo and Hot and Cold, and we've seen what these two can do. I mean, we saw Hot and Cold in that 1v4 situation. He dropped 3 kills, and then we saw Pojo just get 1 kill in front of his mirror and then just spin around and get another headshot on the guy that just tried running around a corner directly behind him. So these two still being inside a meeting hall, this could be deadly for Omen. if they're not able to shut this down correctly. And there goes some damage on Pojo, but he is going to drop into the hatch just barely safely. And he's going to barricade that off to try to slow down any pushes. All the defenders are downstairs now. And then we have Gotcha opening up that wall on Classroom so that they can get an angle looking into Laundry here. There come the Candela charges, so that means the attackers are probably going to try to push in fairly soon. Try to at least get the plant down. And we have Great. He's going to start putting that diffuser down. And the diffuser does go down, so now it's the attackers who just kind of have to defend that diffuser. And Jarvis is peeking here. He misses the shot on the Gotcha, but Hot and Cold taking out Great. He's just kind of pushing up the stairwell now. They're going to hear him in the barbed wire, unfortunately, so it makes it a little bit harder for him to get a good play here. He is going to push out and take out Gotcha, though. Squid and Rampy are both right here. They finally get Hot and Cold down. The defenders, in the meantime, though, were breaking the diffuser. I mean, they sat there. He stuck it. Pojo just finished up the round as Hot and Cold was distracting them.
Yeah, I mean, he did a really good job pressing onto those main stairs. I mean, I was honestly surprised they didn't hear him in the barbed wire, as you said. I mean, they could have just blasted through the wall, not have to worry about that contention. I mean, he was able to do what he needed to, stalled it out. Omen, unfortunately, weren't able to get the sights that they wanted from Hatch onto that bomb. It ended up costing them a round. This time, it's going to be a little confusing if you're just joining the stream, but the score is actually going to be 2-1 so far in favor of FlipSid after we did have that previous disconnect. And right now, you know, that's just unfortunate for Omen. It was a promising round for them, but I mean, you're just going to have to make do with what you have. This time it's going to be Kids Dorm as one of the bomb sites, as well as Dorm's main hall. As far as bomb sites, haven't really seen Omen play this one out yet. So curious to see how they're going to want to approach this. I know some teams typically like to give up Armory. Other teams like to contest it. Attic play as well. I'm curious to see who they're going to place in Attic, if at all. If not, we'll most likely see that Roamer either hanging around underneath by bathroom corridor as well as lobby, or even potentially Watchtower and meeting hall.
It does look like they're going to have the mirrors set up inside of kitchen so that they can kind of hold people down there. That's a nice little area to hold because you shut down some vertical play and then you take advantage of that vertical play. You can shut down people as they're trying to come in. So we do see FlipSid here. They don't have a Blackbeard. So the contesting that big window is going to be, they have to do it differently than you normally would. Normally you just open it up, you get the Blackbeard kind of peeking it and checking it out and seeing if he can pick off anyone that tries to peek him back. And you'll have someone watching small tower. But it looks like FlipSid here might be going for a big tower take and then going in through Attic and then in through Meeting Hall and just taking full control from the northeast. We do see Mint here. He's going to open up into Attic for Adam to peek. Adam is actually really low on health right now. I didn't notice what happened, but having Habana low, it could be pretty dangerous for him. If they lose their Habana, they lose that breaching power. They won't be able to open up certain walls that they're going to need to open up. But I think the Habana is going to be able to open up that attic wall at least, because there's really no one up there stopping them from getting in there and doing that.
Yeah, and right now they still have those roamers underneath. Like you said, if she's able to get those Habana charges out, it will help out FlipSid. If not, she does have very low health. Then it's going to be hard for them to get into those sites. But I mean, they still have Great as well as Squid roaming around underneath right now. FlipSid using as much intel as they can gain in order to form a play. They are going to be spotting out that mirror by the wall. It's going to be by Pojo Man. Hot and Cold going for the shots. Unfortunately, not finding any frags off of that. Right now, FlipSid really trying to play outside of these windows as well as the rappel right there, right outside the balcony as well as the shooting range. Right now, we're going to see Candela's coming out. Hot and Cold looking for some picks, still peeking that mirror window. Jarvis now taking out Rampy, so they will be losing that mirror now. And it's going to force these roamers to now get back to those bomb sites. Hot and Cold now fragging on a Gotcha. And it's going to force Nifty to rotate up. Squid, a nice Attic pick, going for the rotate, taking down Pojo Man from above, and a nice drop shot onto Adam. Squid out of nowhere getting these frags, and now it's going to play more aggressively from Watchtower. FlipSid now going to have to reevaluate their attacking decision here.
And it looks like Hot and Cold and Mint have both moved into Dining Hall. They're making sure that Small Tower is clear, but Great is actually inside of Small Tower right now. So if they don't drone him out properly, if they don't have the drones for it, he could come in for that flank that shuts them down completely. Jarvis picking off Nifty from the big window there. So now Squid is going to be running through attic. He drops down. It looks like he's going to go up main stairs. Great picking off Jarvis from, he ran across small tower. He jumped in, and then Hot and Cold knew exactly where he was. So he just pushed in and he got the kill. And now Hot and Cold's going to go for the plant. Mint seems like he hears where Squid is, and some shots going in. Mint finishing off Squid, taking the round.
A tremendous play by FlipSid. Able to go in exactly the way they wanted to, taking down those anchors. And I mean, right now, so far, a strong lead by them. And right now, already starting to get to a wrap. They're going to be, I believe, 3-1 in favor of FlipSid. Yep. And right now, if the frags are going to be Hot and Cold, Jarvis, and Mint, Pojo Man and Adam yet to get one, as well as Nifty and Gotcha, which is, I mean, that's not accurate entirely, just because in the previous rounds, those guys did get some picks. So as far as the KD goes, I'm not quite sure on who was previously top fragging, but definitely seeing a different show of players this round.
Yeah, rehost can cause, one of the things about a rehost is sometimes it kind of affects the morale of some of the players, especially in a round like that where Omen, it looked like for Omen they were going to take it. It looked like they were going to take the round. And then for the server to shut down, but literally shut down, kicked everyone off, and then we have to rehost it. That can really hurt their morale, and it could make it a lot harder for them to really make these plays that they need to. Hopefully they're able to come back from it. Hopefully they're able to, say, hey, listen, you know what? It happens. We can still do this, because Omen has that potential. They have given FlipSid a run for their money on the last map. In previous rounds on this map, they did pretty well against FlipSid, and they're fighting really hard, and they have the potential to. They just kind of need to follow through, and it's a lot harder for them to really do that right now if that rehost really is something that kind of messed with their heads a bit.
Yeah, as far as defensive characters go as well, I mean, FlipSid really looking to close this out. They're going to have their Valkyrie, Mira, Bandit, Ella Smoke, playing more of that anchor type strategy. I think is really going to show how well they can defend the remainder of this map. And already repelling in is going to be Nifty over there by Armory, so that's being completely uncontested. And he could get some potential plays here.
Yeah, he has opened up that wall, and he's going to get rid of that camera now. So he has a very nice angle that he can kind of peek here. He can peek in a way that keeps him safe. There's shelving and stuff inside of Armory where if he kind of peeks his head around it properly, he's able to keep him. He makes it a lot harder to actually hit him. And Mint, it looks like he's going to be playing Bandit inside of the attic right now. That could be a play that comes back to bite Omen in the butt if they don't flush him out of there properly. If they try to rappel up onto the kid storm windows or anything, Mint can get some really nice plays from there. But it does look like they're actually pinching them really well. They have people on big window, and they have Nifty inside of Armory. It looks like also Habana and someone else were outside of master bedroom possibly, and they could be. Yeah, they opened up into the closet. Now they know Jarvis is in there. They sent in the drone. Jarvis is going to push out. He's going to get the shot onto Rampy. He's holding the C4, waiting to hear if any of the attackers decide to push up. They don't, but he throws it anyways. He tries to get another kill with it. He doesn't get it. The diffuser is currently down. They know exactly where Jarvis is. They're going to shoot at him, try to flush him out, and then Great comes around, gets a nice headshot on a Jarvis, shutting him down, bringing it down to a 4v4, but then Hot and Cold takes out Gotcha, putting it to a 3v4. And Squid isn't even inside yet. His teammates are inside doing everything they can to fight for their lives, and Squid is still outside. Pojo, it looks like it's still downstairs. So the defenders right now have a massive advantage. Mint still inside of attic, and he's going to get the shot onto Nifty. And he's going to drop down now. He's going to head back towards main stairwell. Great pushing in towards main hallway. He's looking at the attic right now. He's going to realize, he might realize that Mint has dropped down. So it looks like Mint has actually gone over to meeting hall. Great going to push in through the smoke canister. He's going to get picked off by Pojo. Adam took Great out Great, and Pojo got Squid, giving the round to FlipSid. So it's now 4-1 in favor of FlipSid. Yeah,
FlipSid, did a really good job anchoring down. I mean, we saw they were getting pinched off, yet they were still able to get these picks. I think a little bit of a misplay by Omen trying to press in from the master bedroom off that balcony. I think too much intel as to where they were. And FlipSid able to just decimate them from these tighter angles. And right now, I mean, it's already getting towards a wrap. I believe, yeah, the score is going to be 4-1 so far, drawing closer near towards the end. This time, we're going to see laundry room and supply room getting selected by Omen. So I mean, so far, they've been really good on their defense. They're going to need to hold as best as they can here if they're going to want to try to stay in this.
This is their last chance to try to come back from this and try to push it towards a third map. But they would have to win 3 rounds in a row right now to bring it to overtime, and then they would have to win the overtime to bring it to a third map. I'm not saying it's impossible because they have, like I've said before, they have potential. As long as Nifty and Great keep performing as well as they have so far today, I could see them coming back from this. I can actually see them coming back from this and pushing it to a third map. But FlipSid, it seems like they're ready to kind of finish this one down. I was going to say finish this one and then shut this down, so it kind of got all jumbled up, so I apologize for that. But Jarvis putting some shots towards the Bandit there. Mint finishing off the Bandit as he's trying to run back in the meeting hall. Early picks coming in from FlipSid, not even at the 2.5-minute marker. And already the defenders are down 1, and Jarvis is going to be a nuisance with the Twitch drone here, trying to shoot Nifty with it, but I think he hit him once or twice. Squid and Nifty are going to be here inside of the meeting hall, and Mint just spraying through the wall, takes out Squid. It's down to a 3v5. Omen really has to start fighting hard. The Jaeger is going to have to get out of meeting hall if he wants to survive. It looks like he might have dropped back down, and Gotcha is going to take out Hot and Cold. Looked like at rear stage, yeah, so Hot and Cold was starting to push down that stairwell. So they know now that rear stairwell is being watched. They're going to play a little bit smarter. I think they have a drone yet. So Adam's going to get his drone going down there. They're going to try to spot people out. They're going to do everything they can to kind of get this advantage on the rear stage. They're going for this rear stage take. So those early picks were actually fantastic for FlipSid, especially with Great going down. Great and Squid have been 2 really big performers tonight. So seeing them go down, that puts this round at major risk for Omen.
Yeah, they're going to kind of have to rely on Nifty to try to finish this out. Minute and 30 seconds left, and they've already given up so much map control. FlipSid can pretty much take advantage of the droppers as well as the stairs into laundry. Multiple angles they can attack from. It's all going to come down to what they decide they want to do. Right now, the drones are going to be coming out. Jarvis going to go for the aggressive play down from tower stairs. Going to be shooting through that wall, looking for a pick. Unfortunately, not finding any victims, but Nifty now taking on Pojo, man. Going to be putting into a 3v3. Gotcha taking quite a bit of damage. Still has 2 remote gas grenades left in these final moments. A minute left, but FlipSid still deciding to press on even more aggressively. And right now, it's just going to kind of come down to smoke, stall out as much time as they possibly can as FlipSid looks to be pressing in from meeting hall as well as the rear stage. And we're going to see Jarvis now taking down Rampy, so losing that Mira. That's going to hurt Omen now as it ticks down to these final moments. 45 seconds left. Gotcha and Nifty having to play into laundry room as FlipSid takes control over there by electric room and supply. And we're going to see Gotcha now taking down Adam and Mint. Getting the, I believe that was a 4K. Finishing off Nifty and Gotcha, doing a tremendous job. FlipSid going to be winning this.
Mint was really impressive there. I mean, he just down in that corner. He knew exactly what the defender was going to do. He knew that he was going to peek that hallway because the defenders needed to be able to push down both the hallway and in through sight if they wanted to retake that. So Mint having full control of that hallway there was massive. And then his reaction where he just kind of, he heard his planter get taken out. The person planting the diffuser got taken out. So he just kind of flicked to the side and he immediately took out the final defender. And that's going to be a really well fought win there from FlipSid, taking it 5-1 for the second map.
Yeah, they did a tremendous job. And once again, good games played out so far. What do you think, Ty, as we saw that final match get played out?
I think it was a great game. It looked more like a SmackDown on the second map. The first map looked good. The first matchup of the day, very impressive game, back and forth, back and forth. Just as I thought. I knew it was going to be some good matches today, and these teams did not disappoint. Looking forward to what they can do. So for the losers, okay, we're 3 weeks in. It's an 11-week season, so don't get your heads down. There's still plenty of time to come back. I think Omen's going to be very, very, very happy getting Most Wanted and FlipSid out of the way early. and then having some non-pro league teams to contend with for the rest of the season. But overall, very good. We'd like to thank everybody so much for tuning in. Again, my casters today, Crazy Man, Matty Cast, you saw their names popping up on the screen. You saw their Twitters popping up with it all game. Give them a follow. Also, our cameraman for today, the guy fiddling the camera around during the games, is Mr. Kazrep, C-A-Z-R-E-P, on Twitter. Give him a follow. All of our staff are volunteers. So giving them a lot of love on Twitter and the Discord, whatever you can. We'd like to appreciate all the love we got on Twitter today. We'd like to thank the competitive community. There was a lot of people behind us today, so we'd like to thank you. We hope we've provided some good entertainment for you guys, and we will see you on Friday. And just one more note, we are giving away a free CCS jersey. That's right, free CCS jersey. Go check out our Twitter. It's pinned at the top of our page, at CCS Esports, for more details. Crazy, Maddie, Kaz, thank you folks for joining me tonight, and we'll see you Friday at 8 p.m. Full schedule available on the website. Have a great day.